today I'm reacting to I think this is a Stephen D video. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so there's a scary man living in my friend's apartment. I believe this is a Stephen D video. I haven't seen a Stephen D video in a while. Yes, this is a Stephen D video. It's almost 6 minutes long. This obviously was not a suggestion because I reacted to him anyway, just like MJV, just like IMR Scary Tales, so you don't have to suggest any of those videos unless there's a video from the past that I haven't reacted to and probably will be reacting to unless you guys suggested. So just a little heads up there before I get into this video. Be sure to like this video, be sure to comment, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. And let's go.
During my early 20s, I worked as a meter reader in Iowa. I'm the person who records how much electricity, gas, or water you've used each month. The owner who signed up would give us consent and provide us with spare keys to enter if their meters were inside the house. Entering a home when nobody's there is something I never got used to. I hate basements. I've seen walls with roaches scurrying across, cobwebs so thick and dusty, rats, snakes, and more strange things. But there was one basement that truly terrified me. It was an old apartment house. I entered the back door and found myself at the top of a staircase. I ran my hand along the wall until it grazed the light switch. I flipped the switch, but no lights turned on. I wasn't carrying a flashlight either, as the typical route involved 5 or 6 hours of walking. I did carry an old lantern with me, so I made my way down into the darkness. Once at the bottom, I discovered 2 doors. I chose the door on the right and found meters in the far corner. As I entered the reeds, I began hearing noises coming from the other room. Something was moving, and there was whimpering that grew louder the longer I listened. I realized it was a dog and it sounded weak and distressed. I tried to open the door, but it was locked. At this point, the dog was scratching the other side of the door, and I felt helpless. And then, the sound stopped. I reported it when I got back into the office, but I couldn't shake the thought of it. So there I was, not long after, back in that basement. I kept my ears open for any sounds coming from the other room. This time I heard nothing, but I couldn't shake the memory of that dog. My curiosity got the best of me, and that is when I made a huge mistake.
What'd you do?
I tried to open the door. Blood-curdling screams unlike anything I've ever heard. I stumbled backwards, nearly losing my balance. Hello? Who's in there? There was no response, just screams. Are you okay? Do you need help? There was no doubt that I yelled loud enough for him to hear me, but he didn't want my help. He wanted me gone. I fumbled my way through the darkened room toward the exit. When I reached the top of the stairs, I just stood there, listening. Who would be alone inside that room? I finally left and I reported what I'd heard. But nothing came out of it. There was no sign of him the next month or even the next several months. I nearly given up on solving the mystery when a stroke of luck pulled me back in. One night I went to a concert with my friend Laura. After the show, I gave her a ride home. She just moved in, so she had to give me directions. I didn't pay much attention to where she was leading me until she pointed to a house a ways up the street. I couldn't believe it. She had moved into the house with the mysterious room in the basement. This may sound weird, but have you noticed anything odd about the basement at this? Yeah, a crazy guy lives down there. Finally, I had confirmation. She told me that even though she lived in the attic, she often heard him yelling late at night. She had actually met him. She saw him standing in the lawn. He stood perfectly still, with no expression on his face. Feeling a little creeped out, she just went in her car and left. And then, I finally met him myself. I entered the back door like I had before, but this time something was different. The light was on in the basement. I peered down the staircase, and at the bottom, a ragged-looking dog was staring back at me. Then, I noticed something else. Behind the dog, I could see a pair of bare feet. I should have left right then. At this point, my desire to finally get some answers outweighed my fear. I shakily called out, meter reader. As I made my way down, more of him was revealed. He looked to be middle-aged. His head was shaved and his eyes were wild. I explained who I was and what I was doing there, and to my surprise, not only did he talk to me, but he actually sounded somewhat normal. I even started to doubt whether or not he was the same man I'd heard screaming. As I read the meters, he was constantly wringing his hands together and spastically cocking his head from side to side. The longer he talked, the more agitated he became. As I turned to head up the staircase, he could no longer hold it in. Screams, the very same unforgettable screams I'd heard coming from the locked room. I ran up the stairs as fast as my legs would carry me, flung the door open, and rushed back into the daylight. I told my friends about the experience, and when I finished telling my story, she told me about something she'd seen a week earlier. One day, she noticed lights flashing outside her window. She looked outside just in time to see police officers placing the man from the basement in the back seat of a squad car. She later found out from another tenant that he had attacked someone with a weapon, and that was the last they ever saw of him. I don't know what became of that man in the basement. I like to think that he got the help he needed. But maybe that's just because I'd rather not think about the alternative.
Okay, is that even like legal to like go into someone else's house, not even knowing them, like not even knowing, like, you know, you can't just go into someone's house like that, can you? Like, is that actually legal? Like, come on, that's not, I can't be real. Like, if the meter's not outside, then you go inside. Like, and what do you have a key? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't just enter the house and go to the basement like whenever the fuck you please because you have a key. Like, all keys are different. Like, what? Unless it's like a secret room in your house or something that like every key's the same. I don't know. Or every key thing is the same. Like, I don't think that's the case. But I will say what the fuck, because like I did not like suspect that at all. Like, I was clearly like mentally unstable or something was going on. I feel like that dog wasn't even him. Like, I feel like that dog, like, where did he go? I don't know what to explain with that dog. Like, I was just, cause, like, that was the dog, right? At first, I thought that was the dog. I thought it was like a dog costume or something, because like when you said the 2 bare feet, I was like 2 bare feet, and then I only saw the 2 paws, so I was thinking maybe it's like, I don't know, some kind of costume. I don't know. But that's really creepy. I hope that dog's okay, and I hope the guy's getting help that he needs, obviously. But I don't know what to say to that, to be honest. Like, I did not expect a video like that at all, but as with any of these videos, like, you never really get to, you never really see what you expect, or like expect what you see, so that's just how it is. So, but thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. Be sure to what else? So subscribe, like the video, and be sure to turn on post notifications if you don't want to miss any uploads from me. I do upload daily at 12 p.m. noon, and yeah, that's that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.